Well, hello, hello. Thank you to all of you for coming and joining and hanging out already. Definitely appreciate you doing that. Welcome back to another night of the Fireside Tales on Kronos World. I am super excited to pick back up with where we left off last week. As you can see in this kind of little picture around me, this adventure does take place in kind of the northeast or the northwest part of Faerun, over near Neverwinter and Waterdeep and that Baldur's Gate kind of area. Um, so definitely a lot of fun and a lot of adventures to be had around here. The current party is taking their adventurous time going through this Dragon of Icespire Peak line from Wizards of the Coast and D&D Beyond. I'm very excited to be running through this adventure with these guys, and let's see. I think the only thing we really have to talk about as far as announcements go is we do have a special event kind of coming up next week on Saturday on Halloween night. We're going to be doing a special one shot of a pirate ghost ship adventure that just came out from Limithron, who is one of our sponsors. You can go check out his stuff over on Patreon. And he was working with a few other creators. There's custom music. They have completely created this module to be imported into the Foundry, and everything is set up. Lighting, music, everything is really cool. And a lot of really talented creators come together to put that together. So definitely go check that out on Limithron's Patreon. It's all completely for free, and you can just go download those assets and check them out right now. So definitely go do that, and then tune in here on Kronos World on Halloween night, and we will be running through that adventure and having a little spooky pirate ship fun. So definitely check that out. Also, I've been given the green light to start talking about our West March campaigns that we are going to be running in the Kronos World Discord channel. So if you just want to kind of do a little more passive roleplay and just kind of hang out with the community, please come to our Discord channel and ask some questions about that, and we'll point you in the right direction. Excited to get that going as well. It's just definitely a lot more low-key, just kind of hanging out and playing D&D a little more in your own time. So I am super excited to get that going. Other than that, I think that's all we have for announcements. So let's go ahead and jump right on over to this battle scene, because I don't know, guys. What happened when we left off on the last game? Anyone remember where we left off there?
So we were like really, really awesome at fucking with some orcs and destroying them. And then we wanted to go be helpful because we're a very helpful group. And so we went to go visit someone who needed our help.
It's true.
And they had a manticore. There was a manticore problem. We were not informed that it was a manticore problem before we chose not to take a long rest.
Yeah, I thought we had like crested a hill or something like that, and we saw it down below, and a few of us were able to recognize it for what it was.
It's true.
And
It's
that's
true.
where we left off.
And you guys did kind of get to the top of this hill, and it looked like some sort of an ancient graveyard or ceremonial burial ground for an ancient clan of dwarves that used to live in this area. And after kind of inspecting these kind of tombs that have been built here, you did hear this monstrous roar kind of ring out. And looking down the hill as you kind of came over the top of it, you did see this windmill that was down at the base of this hill. And you saw this this woman kind of leaning out of the second story window and kind of waving her hand in your direction after having spotted you and calling for help, as there was this giant creature down in the courtyard of this windmill, kind of leaning up, pawing up at this building, trying to get at this woman that was trapped in this tower. And a couple of the party members indeed did recognize this creature as a manticore. And those of you less familiar with the legends saw this humongous lion-like creature with huge black bat wings and a very human-like face. And that is going to be where we pick up for the evening. Let me quickly turn up the music a little bit because we need some ambiance. So, you guys see this creature, and it is pawing at this tower. roaring loudly. And as this a woman, Adabra, as you guys assume, kind of calls out to her, you see this beast kind of push off of the tower and turn as it does, and it kind of lands down with a loud thump and a cloud of dust coming up around it. And you see it looking up at you, and it just kind of growls lowly, but from this distance, it just seems to be kind of studying you.
It can see us?
It seems as though it's noticed a couple of the party members up there.
Jellen runs immediately into cover.
Okay. So these cairns definitely do seem like they are large enough to be able to provide some sort of cover. If you were to get here, you would definitely be out of line of sight from said beastie. It does seem to be kind of looking at Linearial. Seems to be the main one that it can see at the moment. And it's just kind of studying the top of this hill, and it does only for the moment really see this one figure. You see Dale kind of standing where he is. Alabaster quickly, as soon as there's any sort of threat detected, you see him immediately duck behind one of these cairns as well.
Teo very slowly moves over to cover.
Okay. And Linearial is also going to kind of duck behind.
I mean, I thought I had some cover, but also I'm 6 feet tall, so only so much cover you get when you're that tall. So yeah, she's gonna crouch.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate that. And you also do have that flaming red hair, which it definitely is a attraction to the eye as far as color goes. So this creature does kind of and obviously with the Dabra kind of calling out to the party for help. Was a dead giveaway as well. And you see this creature suddenly turns, as I said, towards this party.
So are we on a hill, or is the windmill on the hill, or are we on two different hills?
You are up at the top of a hill. The windmill is on a hill, but it's a lower level than what you guys are at. So if you guys can see the lines that are drawn in there, it's another level of elevation there. So you guys are above where the windmill is. And you see this creature kind of strides forward a little bit, and it kind of looks back at the tower and then looks back at the top of the hill. And you see it launch itself into the air. And it flies probably a good 60, 70 feet up into the air, and it starts flying towards you guys. And as it does, it does rise in elevation. And as it gets a little bit closer, you see it just comes and it does this long, kind of a lazy circle around you guys.
Does Jellen know whether or not manticores have the intelligence to speak common or can communicate in any language?
Did you roll? You rolled that 22 on the nature check. You would know that these things, while not as intelligent as you know, clearly because you're a very intelligent little gnome, but you know that these creatures do approach human-like intelligence. But you would know that they are kind of malevolent sort of creatures.
There is a chance that we can talk to him and maybe, I don't know, persuade him to leave or scare him off into leaving. But they're very, very hostile. This position is not particularly defensible. We might want to get closer to the windmill.
Is Jellen and or Kellen familiar with the makeup of the windmill?
No. You guys have been kind of working in Phandalin for the last couple of years, but being in the town itself, you haven't really had need to go to a Dabra for any kind of apothecary sort of needs. She is also a midwife. You know that she's known to brew basic herbs and poultices and things like that. So I would say most of the stuff you've been able to need, even with the sickness, you'd probably be able to get from Barthen's Provisions without having to travel out here.
We're still not fully recovered. I would like to hide out in the windmill pass if we could make it there. But I will see to the group if for whatever you guys want to do. You want to fight it out here? You want to try to talk to him? You want to hide out in the windmill? What do you want to do?
Well, I don't think my ability to talk to him is going to be as good as it was the orcs. So, like, that's all on you guys.
There's only one way to talk to a beast like that. And you see Dale kind of holding his hammer.
We don't know that. Well, there might be a specific reason it's here. Something it's looking for. Something we could possibly help it with, so it doesn't attack us immediately. Maybe.
It wants
Right.
to do this.
It is giving us that look that's like, ooh, you could be delicious.
And as you guys are saying this, you suddenly see this monster dip in the sky towards you. And it passes probably a good 40 feet above you. And as it kind of dips down, it suddenly swoops back up again. But as it does so, you see these 3 large spikes get launched out of its tail. And they slam into the ground around you. And you get the impression that these are definitely warning shots.
I look at my brother.
I don't think he wants to talk to us.
I feel like there is possibly something important in this tower if he is trying to warn us off, and he feels it's important enough he'd rather scare us than fight us.
He wants to eat the woman in the tower. It's a windmill. She's an apothecary. He just want to eat people.
I think he might just be testing the waters, as they say.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
So we can't just leave her alone, so we can't be scared off. If it wants to land and talk, we can try to give it that chance, or we can fight it here, or we could try to... The windmill looks like it has several different points that I would be able to fire from, and Kellen will be able to fire from, and Alabaster would be able to fire from, or we could try... There might be a basement. We could hold out and maybe catch a rest down the basement. To be, return all of our different abilities.
Okay, so don't get me wrong. Like, I love the idea of taking a nap. I am here for a really nice long sleep. But, like, I kind of think over the next 8 hours, it might, eat her.
I'm going to say I agree with my brother, and that we should head towards the tower to use it for cover. But definitely probably going to end up having to fight it, more so than being able to hold out. So, tower for cover, but definitely fight the creature.
I think this beast is going to be coming back at us really soon, and the tower seems like the best option. We should probably either run for the tower altogether or split up as if we're scattered and scared of this creature, and then all veer towards the tower.
I disagree with splitting up. It's going to pick us off. It'll pick one of us, probably one of the small guys. So maybe we should head off as a group, and if it does land on us, then we're all together, and we could stand a better chance, maybe.
Question, is there anywhere in the windmill, since I can't see it from the view that I have on the screen, that looks like people like myself and Teo could even fight from it? Because the other ones have range. We don't. We're melee. We have to be up close and personal with this thing.
Right. And you could see that it is definitely an older windmill. It is still in use, still serviceable, but like the whole outer fence, the rock wall is kind of crumbled. You can see that the front door has been completely burst in by this manicore, you're assuming. It looks serviceable. You could... see that there might, you could fight this thing in the courtyard, but other than that, you would kind of be stuck to a range sort of a situation.
When we first came upon this thing, it was trying to climb its way up the side of the tower. We could if they're antagonizing it from above, we could jump out the front and attack it from below. So we're getting it from above and below.
Well, I mean, if it climbs up the tower, you and I can't even attack it. We're just going to sit there and stare at it trying to eat the little ones.
Important point. If we all head towards the tower and get inside, it will have to land to get at us. Even or at least either on top of the tower or climb the tower, whatever the point is, it'll land. If we're outside, whoever's outside is left to get spiked. As I flick the spine near us, it has a ranged attack. Getting inside the cover makes it land so that our melee fighters can indeed engage it.
Or jump off the tower on top of it and then ride it around and whatever you want to do.
Is that your plan then, Jellen?
Oh, that's not my plan. I couldn't even jump on top of a 4-foot-high arbalist. But maybe
not at all.
Maybe one of our more physically capable individuals.
We have to have our lovely orcish war lady jump out and scream and do that stuff. Yep.
Okay, so yes, obviously yes. Like, if I can ride this thing, like, that would be so cool. But like, for now, let's go. Yeah. It's gonna get back quicker than we think it will because that thing moves fast.
Yeah, let's run now. I'm gonna start taking off towards that tower.
So you guys are all gonna kind of move as a group and try and make it to this tower. All right. So it is going to get 2 rounds of ranged attacks at you. As you guys do make your way towards this thing, you see this thing again, kind of. Nightwish is visiting with us again, and she says, "Die, Quinn, die." So we do have fans out there rooting for us, so that's awesome. You see that this manticore does again swoop down towards you guys, and as it does so, it again kind of does this kind of a swooping attack towards you guys and launches some spikes at you. So let's do this. Go ahead and move your tokens about halfway. So right here. It would help if I was on the right too. There we go. Okay. And you see Dell as he's running. He's taken his shield and he's kind of got it up. And he's got it up and over himself, and you see he's kind of running with the shield up. And in his other hand, you see he's still got this big haunch of meat, and he's just kind of running. He's got this thing in like a football carry, and he's just running towards the tower.
Okay. Del, I know we really like that food, and it's like hella good, but maybe if you throw it at the manticore, it's a distraction.
Maybe if it lands, we can offer it the meat, and then it'll leave.
So 3 attacks.
Hey, I'm sorry to interject real quick. Indigo, I don't see Teo's token anywhere.
Yeah. Well, let's put Teo's token in there. And I will move Alabaster as well.
Danke, Sharon.
Absolutely. So as you guys are running, let's get the linearial in there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I was purposefully trying to stay back a little bit from everyone just in case.
Okay.
Because I can fight it on the ground if I have to.
All right, go for it. So let's first, I'm going to roll a d6 3 times. Oof. God, this thing really hates one of you. Okay. So you see this first, as you guys are running, you see it kind of swooping up from behind you guys. And as you do kind of hang back a little bit, Linearial, when this thing kind of swoops in and it flings its tail towards you guys, you see 2 of these spikes kind of flying in your direction, kind of being the one hanging behind it. Is a lot of predators will kind of, attack the one that is lagging behind. And you see this other spike kind of going in Alabaster's direction. So for these 2 attacks at Renero, I'm guessing the 10 is a miss, and that 8 is also going to be a miss. So as these things are coming in, you just kind of, as one comes in, you dodge to the side, and then as another one's coming in, you kind of give it a little football leap, and it kind of goes underneath you, and you kind of land. You just kind of keep running. This third one is going to come in at Alabaster. And I don't think 13 is going to hit. And as this one comes in, it kind of just chunks into the dirt right in front of Alabaster, and he kind of just like, whoa! And he kind of like does this spin maneuver, and he's able to kind of keep his feet and keep running as well. Good job. You guys evaded the first round of attacks, and as you guys are approaching this tower, you see this monster again is kind of swooped around in the air, and you see it again coming down to dive at you guys. Let me just do this one. Oh, again. So one at Alabaster. Oof. This one is going to hit for sure. As Alabaster is kind of running, he's almost to the door. Almost as he gets there, this spike comes down, and it just kind of just lodges into his shoulder, like almost in the shoulder blade right behind him as he's running. Slams into him for 6 points of damage, and you see him just kind of like tumble a little bit as it slams into his back. You hear him kind of exclaim out in pain.
What does he say?
1, 2, 3, stop it. I'm not good at being Southern, leave me alone.
It's the responsibility of the DM.
Come on, where's your bad Alabaster impressions? We live for those.
I'll say, I do declare.
That's what he says when he gets hit. I do declare.
I do declare. Ow. As he gets hit, you see another couple of these spikes, and this time they are both coming in at our own little Jellen Boomsparkle as he is running in the middle of the pack towards the safety of this tower.
Miss. Hit.
12 and a 17. That second one is a hit indeed. And as you are also very close to the safety of this tower, you feel a spike come in, and it just kind of hits you right in your upper thigh, and it just completely impales all the way through your leg. And you just see this huge spike sticking out of there. I'm just immediately going to also affect your movements.
Jellen bites his lip and doesn't let out a sound.
Okay. So, that is going to be where we begin. What do we like to say? Everybody go ahead and roll those initiative dice. Everybody is going to be inside the safety of this tower. Go ahead and move your tokens inside. Oops. Why can I not move it?
Apparently something's happening to where my token says I've exceeded my speed limit for the turtle.
Weird.
That was weird.
Let's remove him and let's remove Sebastian. That is interesting because I haven't even begun combat yet.
Yeah, I can see in the bottom left of my screen right above where it says players, I have Kellen, a little walking dude, and I have 0 feet, Before we moved, it was at 25. Or before the game moved us, it was at 25.
That is weird. Oh, and there's a starting token there when there shouldn't be. Foundry, why? Foundry, why do?
Please mind our dust, as Foundry has just been updated.
It's true. Let me see if I can delete this real quick and start again. Which again, I don't know why that turn marker is there. It's not that. Sorry about this, viewers. Now can I move you in there? Yes. Alright, everybody move in there now. And get in position so then when I start combat, it won't be. You're not going to be able to actually go inside that square. There is a tower inside there, and that's where all the mechanism is for the gears and the windmill itself. So, Dill is going to... there also is a second floor. If you guys do want to go try and get up to a higher level, we're just going to have to... oh, thank you so much, Nightwish. You're awesome. You guys are... I'm just going to keep you on this map, because if I move you to the second floor, you won't be able to see anything else. So just let me know if you're on the second floor, and I will do my best to remember that. So...
Probably Kellen's gonna definitely go up to the second floor.
Now let's go ahead and start this thing. Alright, sorry about that. Go ahead and roll those initiatives again.
I like this initiative better anyways.
I don't.
Oh, sorry. Although, actually, I don't know if I do like this initiative better, given that I have to wait for that thing to hit the ground first.
Yeah, my initiative's a little worse, but I think I feel better about it.
Alright. So Alabaster is going to go first, and you see him he also goes up to the second window, and you see him just kind of favoring his arm. But he kind of positions himself up in the second floor window, and he's got his crossbow in his hand, and he seems to be kind of supporting it with his left hand, and you see him really kind of hugging his right arm into his side, and kind of using his side and his other hand for support. And he seems to be waiting for this thing to come in. It's going to take us right to the area.
Well, I guess I am just going to hold my action for an attack if it gets within melee range.
It's supposed to stop the other sound sources, but it doesn't seem to want to do that.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna move. No, I'll stay where I am. It's fine. I'm good. Holding an attack.
I will try to multitask better, Nightwish. I'm sorry. You are an angel indeed. Thank you for your donation. Hey man, Quinn, you gotta rein in your friend, homie.
They really want you dead.
He still can't do that.
She's a very strong woman. There's no reining in.
Oh, that's good. That's a good thing. All right, so indeed. All right, so let's start with... Are you just gonna wait for this thing to come down then?
Yeah.
Dell. What's Dell gonna do? Well, I guess he's going to kind of come over here as well. You see him kind of crouch down in the doorway there, kind of tosses the hunk of meat to the side, and just kind of gets his shield up and his hammer ready, and he also seems to be waiting for this thing to kind of land or do something. Teo, how would you like to prepare for this?
How far away is this thing right now?
It's a little ways out. About 80 feet still. It's also up in the air though, so. Oh, hey.
I'm gonna prepare an action, crouch near the doorway in case to throw a dart.
I got attacked by a manticore. It's a kitty core.
I have seen the homebrew stat for that.
You're making it hard to mouse. Okay, and is that it for you, sir? Okay. That is going to take us right to this bit. And let's see, what is the movement on this bad boy?
Or actually, I'm sorry, is it too late really quick? Is there a person in there with us?
There is a person in there with you, Adabra. She is upstairs. Did you stay on the ground floor?
I did. All right, yeah, carry on.
Thank you for following, guys. You guys are super awesome. Thank you so much. This thing, whatever module this is that is stopping the movement, is driving me nuts all of a sudden because I have a 50-foot fly speed and it's not letting me do it. For 1 second, guys.
Are you rotating Teo's token around?
It is sadly going to reset that screen real quick for everybody, including myself, but we will jump right back into this. I can't have my movement being screwed up by this. It's really annoying. I have a 50-foot fly speed, and it's reducing it to 30 feet. This is not going to work. Uh-oh. You guys just uncalamity those memories out there in Twitch land. Everybody just calm down.
This is what I have for friends. There you go.
This is Quinn's posse come to torment us on Twitch chat. If you guys are hanging out in there at all.
Seems like it.
That's what friends are for.
Totally.
Alright, so it does look like the movement is fixed now, so that is perfect. So you see this thing does come in, and it comes down to land, and it lands outside of this fenced area that's out there. And as it does so, is anyone with a ranged attack that was held wanting to try to do anything?
It's
Hasn't been my turn yet.
Not my turn either.
Okay. And you do see Alabaster kind of lifting up. Who's on the second floor with Alabaster?
I am.
Okay. You do see him as he is, as this manicore kind of comes into land. You see Alabaster kind of raising up his crossbow towards the creature. Do you say anything to him?
Kill it quickly. Aim for the eyes.
Okay. So he's gonna take a shot. Where's Jellen?
I don't know. He was in the tower, and then everything got reset, and I think he's underneath one of the other tokens.
Oh, he is underneath Kellen. There you are. You see yourself, right? Were you on the second floor with the other two?
I would have liked to have gotten to the second floor, but I'm not sure he would have made it up there with the injury he sustained.
That's fair enough.
Stairs. Looks down to the giant spike in my leg. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, exactly. I would feel in a similar fashion. You see Alabaster does kind of raise up his crossbow, and he's going to take a shot. Well, he says nothing. He's taking a shot. That's going to hit. And so as this creature does land, you just hear this click of a familiar click of the crossbow as Alabaster lets fire at this monster. And as it does kind of hit into kind of like the shoulder area of this beast, you hear it roar out again. And suddenly you hear this voice ring out. More meat then.
Told you he wanted to eat us.
Okay, is it just me, or did that manticore just like call us all fat?
I mean, he said, wait, what? Shouting down the hallway. He said meat, not fat, meat.
And that takes us right to Mr. Jellen Boomsparkles.
What's the distance up to the second floor?
That's a fine question. I'd say you could do that move up to the second floor of this round. You are actually hampered in your movements. So you could probably get about halfway up the stairwell.
Jellen's just gonna fire at this thing.
Got plenty of range on that bad boy. Ooh, that 9 is gonna sail over the creature without hitting.
Then Jellen hobbles halfway up the stairs and says,
Deborah, are you here? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm up here.
Do you have healing potions?
You just start hearing this rumbling around, and this is actually up above where Kellen and Dell are on the 3rd floor. You just hear this voice kind of calling down from up above. Okay, is that the end of your turn, sir?
and that is the end of my turn.
It's going to take us right to Mr. Kellen Boomsparkles.
Who's also on the second floor, Alabaster. And quickly taking a quick look at that spell book, see what we can do to help out. Not a whole bunch.
Why are you guys hiding in a building? Just go out and fight the thing.
I'm gonna look down at the courtyard there, and as the creature has yelled out about meat, I'm gonna use minor illusion. Create lovely, lovely meat.
Okay.
So, and using the best picture I have so far, it's Dell's hunk of beast there.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so you throw that out there, and you see this manicore suddenly kind of looking at this hunk of meat that is laying in the middle of this courtyard.
Then I'll use my movement to go back down, go over by the stairs, wherever they may be, and sort of stage whisper down. All right, I gave it some. You can hear my voice, or I say, "quote, meat. It should take the bait, and then me and people can rush out and do this thing. Good luck."
Okay. Well, it's because you got that 2 a.m. Vittles hunger. So definitely it does look interested in this meat that has just appeared out there. And you do see your brother kind of struggling, trying to make his way up this stairway up to the level that you are at. There's gonna look down.
Can't use the help action. I already used my action. I'll give him verbal confirmation. You can do it. You'll be up here soon enough.
You can do it, little brother.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Alright. So that is going to take us to the top of the order with Alabaster. And you see Alabaster again kind of holding up his crossbow. But he does notice that you just kind of threw out this illusion. And he's just kind of holding it. He says, you want I should wait then? Should I attack him now or wait? And he kind of looks over at you, Kellen.
Go. I mean, you got a ranged weapon, right? You're good. Just keep firing.
But he might get scared away from your deception.
Yeah, right. Like that giant thing is gonna be scared of a crossbow bolt.
I mean, Alabaster's pretty proficient.
You say that, but he hasn't hit yet.
He is proficient, and he is going to roll a 19 to hit this time. And as that bolt does fly in, and it does that 5 points of damage to this creature, it again kind of roars out in pain, and as it does so, you see Alabaster with his quick hands quickly loads up another bolt, and he takes another shot. Again, striking the creature. See, we just need Mitch to be in Discord, and I'll just do his rolls for him, and it'll be a win-win for everybody, right? Alright, so this thing is going to take another 4 points of damage, and you see like 3 of these bolts sticking out of this creature's flesh at this point, and it's definitely kind of looking a little more warily at this tower and its new defense. So it's going to take us right to Lanier. And as you're crouching inside of this window, you do see that this illusion of this meat has appeared in this courtyard. So you know one of your friends is at work to some kind of shenanigans here.
Alright, well, I'm going to head out first. The 2 gray squares are the illusion of the meat. Alright, I'm gonna prepare a glaive attack, so as soon as it gets within 10 feet.
Okay.
Gotta love that reach, and that will be the end of my turn.
So how do you walk up next to this illusion of this tree? Just kind of saunter out with the confidence of...
I mean, it's Lenariel. She doesn't do anything without looking really fucking confident.
Okay.
She just walks out like she owns that piece of meat, like it's her meat.
Come and eat it, I dare you. All right, perfect. Let's see. That is going to take us right to Dell. And as Lenariel walks out there, you just kind of hear this, oh hell, behind you, and you hear a clink clink of booted feet as suddenly Dell is standing next to you. Says, oi. Couldn't wait for it to come to last night.
I mean, like, I'm getting bored.
And you see that he is kind of, lightheartedly, jokingly chastising you, but he also is kind of like, you can tell that he's ready for a fight. That brings us right to Tail.
Is the manticore still flying, or is it on the ground now?
It's now on the ground, and it's still a good 30 feet out.
Well, I can move 40 feet, I think, so I'm going to run up to this thing, and if I can go at it, I'm going to take a strike at it.
Yeah, it's 35
Hey,
feet.
let it come to you. Oh, God, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
I mean, like, maybe he'll see the meat.
They never learn.
As Tail runs right in front of it.
Crit bait begins again.
Crit bait, here we go.
Wait, how far out is the meat? I actually am curious about
The
that.
2 gray squares are the meat.
Yes, right in front of Dell and Linearial, and it looks well, you're standing on top of Linearial at the moment.
I'm gonna go to the side of the meat then, so it's if we're kind of surrounding the meat, as if we're trying to protect the meat. Like, we don't care about the manticore, but this is our meat.
Okay. And as the three of you do come out, you see it definitely kind of like looking at you guys. You see it kind of like looking at this meat, obviously freshly roasted, slow roasted throughout the evening, very smelly and tasty. Is it smelly though? And you see it kind of looking from this meat to the rest of you. Are you going to hold your action in case it decides to do something?
I am, yes, I'm gonna hold my action.
That is going to take us right to this manticore. And you see this creature, it kind of like is looking and roll, the three of you out there in front, go ahead and roll insight checks.
Okay, like, I kind of don't care what it's thinking.
Why do you
So,
always
like,
roll so low on this stuff,
I'm just, like,
Unreal?
Or, like, can it just, like, come in so I can hit it already? God.
She rolls so low all the time. Except
The
on
dice
attacking. Like on
definitely play
attacking
into the
and shit, you
character.
crit, but then when it comes to this kind of stuff, you roll low.
She's only super diplomatic and things of that nature when it comes to other orcs and maybe elves.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't give a shit.
Or, you know, when everyone's acting like she's a god, which is pretty much like her goal in life.
When she's the center of attention, great, just awesome.
Oh,
When it's less about center of attention, don't give a shit.
And sorry, before it actually comes into play, I do want to throw out there that with my Teo's pull collapsing, I finally had decided Teo had finally set a key word for its access also.
Okay.
And at Jellen's request, he decided to go with Excelsior, although he keeps mispronouncing like the emphasis on it, so it's Excelsior. And yeah,
Okay.
so that is the word if he decides to use it with the
Well,
word.
you know, sometimes when you're learning new words, you mispronounce them a little bit at first, but, you know, we love you and we're not going to correct you on that because it's cute. It's endearing. That's why we love you. All right, so...
I mean, Lenariel will think that it's pronounced correctly, so you're good. You have her with your back no matter what.
Adele's like, okay. Jellen's like, but... all right, and is that gonna... Oh, we're at the Manticore still. All right, so you see this thing, it does... let me do this real quick. This Manticore. Okay. You see this thing looking at this hunk of meat, and from your insight checks and what you see on this creature, you can tell that it definitely seems to be very hungry, and that seems to be almost like this driving force in this creature's mind. And you see it. It even like kind of feints at you guys. It kind of like starts to like it's gonna charge at you, but it just kind of like lunges and stops. And it like just like it's kind of fainting in your direction, and as you guys kind of steel yourselves and don't move away from this meat, you see it suddenly just kind of growl really low, just, and it just kind of whips its tail over its head and launches 3 of these spikes at you guys, 1 at each of you. So this one will be at an arrow.
Dice roller.
She just like literally leans a little bit and just like stares at the manticore and is like, that's what you had? Like, am I supposed to be impressed by this? Like, you can't even eat the meat or hit me with stuff. Like, why are you here?
Teo. I'm not even dignifying that with a response. Thank you so much again for those cheers, Nightwish Angel. You guys all are going to get a inspiration from these bits that Nightwish has donated for the team. So everybody mark down a point of inspiration.
See, she doesn't really want to kill me.
It's true.
How do you mark down inspiration?
Let's see, on your character sheet. Where is that? It's the die. So I just marked it for you. If you look where you saw it move or change.
I have no clue what we're talking about.
And then one attack and die. If you look on the picture on your character sheet, there's a bunch of little sub boxes on the picture. In the bottom right corner, there's one that looks like a D20 die. If you click that, you'll have inspiration. And that is going to hit Del. And I'm guessing that 16 hits Teo.
Yep, should have taken my patient defense, and then it wouldn't have. But yep, that hit me.
So Teo is going to take 6 points of piercing damage. And as this thing just kind of plunges right into your gut, this spike. And Del is also going to get hit. That 18 is good enough to hit this well-armored priest. Oh shit, no it isn't. Yeah, my bad. So you see the spike come in and you see Del kind of get his shield up and in the way of this spike, and you see it actually like bury itself in the shield itself, and it's just kind of sticking out of this thing. And you see him kind of lower the shield and look down at the spike and look up, back up at this Manticore like, holy fucking shit. And after it launches these tail spikes, you see this, it's not going to lunge in quite yet. It's another round of warning shot. So it is going to kind of hold its position where it is. Still trying to assess the threat from all of these people that came out to defend this meat. It must be powerful to defend this meat, so. Jellen, we are back to the littlest of the Boomsparkles brothers. Push to talk, sir.
Jellen hobbles his way all the way up to the second floor. Is there one of the arrow slits that he can get to?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a window, and that would be over here. You're just not going to see it on this particular part of it. And you can definitely see that Manticore from there.
Is the Dabra on this floor?
She is, and she's actually kind of, as you guys had come up, she started moving across over this way. Kellen would probably be over here. And she had kind of just started moving over this way and kind of coming a little bit closer. She was kind of over where you are standing now, Jellen, when she was waving out the window towards you guys. But she had kind of started moving towards the back, and after you had called for healing potions, she had gone upstairs. So you do hear this rummaging around still kind of going on up above you.
So she's actually above me right now?
Yes.
Adabra, are you okay?
Yes, I'm not hurt. I'll be down. Let me see if I can find something for you.
How long has it been here?
The monster? Well, it's been here all
Yeah.
morning. It burst through my door.
Do you have a basement?
No.
Do you have any bombs? Do you have any smoke powder?
This is not the time for that.
She just says, what?
Smoke powder! Ifrit's dandruff!
Jellen, stop it. It's not the time. Shut up.
Okay.
Jellen takes a shot.
You just see Alabaster looking over at you. He just shakes his head.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 is going to hit this creature.
A big 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage, and you see another of these crossbow bolts kind of sticking out of this creature's flesh. And at this point, it definitely is looking like it's not appreciating all of these little pinpricks for sure.
That's his turn.
Okay. That brings us to Kellen. You can still see that illusion is sitting out there. How long does that last? Is that until you dispel it?
It lasts for a minute,
Okay.
as far as I can remember. Yeah, 1 minute.
Perfect.
I guess I will keep up with the illusion by layering on top of it the smell of the slow roasted cooked meat, because right now it's just an image. Now I'll give it that smell and have it wafted over to the manticore. Entice it just a bit more.
How many of those can you have going at once?
They're just a minute, so as long as the minute
stack
hasn't
them.
passed, I can stack them again tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Is it concentration?
Nope, just last minute.
Okay, so you add the smell of this wafting meat, and it just kind of magically wafts toward this creature, and you see it just kind of.
Never mind. I messed up. If I cast it again, it ends the earlier spell. So if I do
First
the
one,
sense,
okay, that's what I was wondering if you could stack it.
you're alright.
And minor illusion can't do smell.
Can I do smell?
No, the image can't create sound, light, smell, or any sensory effect.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish though, that would be badass.
I guess I have to use the illusion of stuff for that stuff.
Yeah, it's one thing about the illusion spells is they can be blown out of proportion very easily.
Yeah. Alright, so you are correct. So instead, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and try to pile on the damage. I guess. Maybe this will get him to move into range. I'll go ahead and point a finger at the Manicore general direction, and in its space, go Sika and use infestation.
Okay.
As creepy crawlies burst from the ground and begin to, crawl all over it, trying to bite and sting.
It's going to be just outside that 30 feet range.
Is it? Crap. This is that terrible. I'm trying, I just don't know what to do. I've never fought a Manicore before. Alright. This one should definitely reach. How about we just throw acid on the bastard?
Okay. That one's going to reach. Oh, that's a dex save. Oh, right. With that DC of 13, you definitely are able to lob this little glob of acid towards this creature, and as it splashes against the skin, it's going to do that 4 points of damage. Kind of lands all around the grass and whatnot around the Manicore itself.
Ha! Take that! And then duck back around the corner so it can't see me through the open window.
Okay. And that's the end of your turn?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to. Sebastian, do you have anything you could do to help out in this, or?
You want me to do something to that, sir?
No, I'm asking in general. I'm not saying go out there. Don't go out there. I'm saying, do you have anything? I mean, I don't know exactly about the species. We had a small talk. I knew what you could do as of now.
I'm afraid this is a little bit outside of my usual expertise. That's
All right, that's fine.
If you send him out there, maybe it'll lure away the Manicore. Could just as bait.
What's wrong with you?
Perhaps we should send out this one.
I'm considering it.
Considering what?
Nothing. Don't pay attention to us.
Okay. That
is my turn.
That is going to take us right to the top of the order, and one Mr. Alabaster, and again.
Since I'd held an action from before, I'm not really sure how that works. Since we hadn't been attacking it when I held the action, would I be able to throw a dart at the Manticore at this point now, since I had held that action, or does it have to be like
With the held action, you do have to specifically state what it is that you're holding the action for, and you had stated that you're waiting for it to come in within melee range so you could get it with the staff. So.
Cool, got it.
Alabaster is going to take another couple of shots at this thing. So let me go ahead and do that. Attack 1 and attack 2. That's 1 hit. No crits so far tonight for Alabaster. I may have spoke too soon, and my promises to old Itchy. Alright, so that is going to be another little chunk of damage on that mana core. And you see another one of these bolts kind of sticking out of this creature now. You see blood kind of pouring down from multiple wounds at this point. And you see the three of you out front. Go ahead and roll another check on. Oops. No, what have I done?
Oh, also, after I see Alabaster shoot 2 times, I only hear 1 shot connect as I'm sort of crouched down next to him. I'll say, hey, take a moment, take a breath, lock on, then fire. AKA trying to remind Alabaster that he has inspiration.
Okay.
Does everybody have their own inspiration die, or is it just...
Everybody got a dice of inspiration, so whenever you want to, you can use that to give yourself advantage, or a free reroll, basically. And that is thanks to Nightwish Angel out there. Thank you so much again for that. I'm sure these guys are going to appreciate those inspirations that you have generously donated for them, absolutely. So, roll another intuition check, you guys. Or insight, I'm sorry.
You mean insight? He's from an older edition.
It's bleeding, so I care now.
Come on, second edition, man. I'm so second edition in my head. It really frustrates me sometimes. So that, 21 and 17. Let's see if Dell. Okay, you guys all do actually pretty well. You get the feeling, you guys have all kind of been out and you've been hunting and you've dealt with, wild animals of some sort or form, and you kind of get the feeling that it isn't just hunger that's driving this creature. You get the feeling like there's almost this level of desperation that it's willing to risk more than it normally would.
God damn it, this thing has been pushed out by the stupid dragon too, and now I feel bad for killing him. Lenariel doesn't, thankfully, just Gigi does.
Lenariel, with that 21, you just suddenly get this very paternal feeling from this creature.
Oh no, babies.
Like, it's not just hunting for itself.
Damn it, I have to switch back and forth between me and Lenariel. I care. Lenariel gives 0 fucks. She can't kill him.
Okay. So there is that. That is going to be the end of the monster's turn. That brings us right to Lenariel. Do you share this insight?
Yeah, she probably would. She just, she looks over to Dell, who's just right next to her, and shifts her head to the other side to Teo, and... Okay, so, I know this seems a little left field, but, I think it's, more than just hungry for him. I think it's, trying to feed your family.
I kind of agree. This manticore seems desperate.
Maybe we should just give it the food that Del brought. I know, Del, that you don't want to, but, I kind of think we should. How far away is that food? Because I assume he left it in there.
Yeah, it's, so where Kellen's token is, inside there would be right about where it is on the first floor.
Oh, sweet. Can I, since I have 30 feet of movement, can I run in, grab it, come back, and then just, like, throw it to him?
Yeah. Totally.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm gonna grab it.
am I aware of what she's about to do? Did she communicate that to us at all?
I didn't communicate. I communicated what Lenariel had said, but no, she didn't tell you that that's what she was doing. But this is happening. Like she just like bolts off for half a second, and it's right back with the giant haunch of food.
And you had said that you think it's not just hunting for itself. Right?
Yeah.
I tried. Teo tries to stop her before she actually chucks it at the manticore.
What?
We should try to. These things are intelligent, according to the lore I'm aware of. We should try to bargain with the manticore first. See if it'll leave.
Its babies are starving.
We'll give it the. Maybe we can agree with it. If it leaves, we will give it food. Then we give it the food, and then it leaves.
Lenariel just throws the food to him.
It's about to turn us into food, mate.
When she throws the food, though, she does just go, "Take it. Just take it and go. We don't want to kill you. I mean, like we want to kill you, but like we don't need to kill you. Like just take it and go."
What the hell are they talking about down there?
So
I don't know. She's still meat.
those of you that are upstairs, not really being able to hear this, you did see Lenariel kind of disappear for a moment, and suddenly she comes back, and you see her running out with this big hunch of meat that you guys had taken from the Dwarven excavation site. See?
She's really eating it right now? This is weird.
Del thinks ahead. All right, so as you guys run out and you throw this hunch of meat at this manicore, you see it kind of land in the ground before it kind of bounces toward the creature. And you see at first it kind of like backs up a little bit, and it kind of looks from this meat that lands in front of it in confusion, looking back to this illusion that was there before. And you see it kind of looking from that back to the one at its feet, and it kind of... And you see it just kind of like very quickly with the... Well, right now it's just kind of studying it. And you just say, take it and go. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
That's it.
Okay. I am not answering that question. Teo, what would you like to do?
Teo is super conflicted at this point. Seeing the manticore is kind of looking at the meat, and I figure if it eats the meat, it's not going to bother us, but this could be a big nuisance on the area around here. But I decide to wait. Teo kind of backs up, and I pull out a dart, and I use a key point to give myself patient defense.
Okay. All right, just preparing yourself just in case. Just in case shit goes sideways.
And that's my turn.
Alright, so that is going to take us right to this manicore. And you see this thing, it's definitely got these bolts kind of sticking out of it. It's, got this blood running down from these wounds, and it kind of takes a sniff at this meat, and you see it, just kind of gets really low for a second, and it kind of looks up at you, and it just kind of gets this very kind of grateful look in its eyes, and you see it just bend down, and it kind of grabs this meat, and you see it kind of like back away a little bit, and then just launches itself in the air and starts flying off towards the mountains.
Okay, so when I tell this story later, I'm gonna tell people we totally killed a manticore. Cause like I gave him a snack is not really a good story. Just saying.
Wait, what happened? Why did it, what?
Lenariel just like yells up to where Quinn and everybody is. His babies were hungry, so we gave them food. I really hope we don't have to face baby manticores later, but like, I'm not gonna let babies starve. Like, how fucked is that?
Cycle of life, kind of, right, Sebastian?
What, sir?
Never mind.
Kellen, have a heart.
Lenario very nearly chucked a spear at Kellen.
Can't see me. I'm behind a wall. Chuck
That's
away.
the only reason she didn't.
You see Dell just kind of, well, that was narrowly avoided. Only cost me my breakfast.
Teo is continuing to stare off in the sky after where the manticore fled off to. Very, very, very thoughtful as he watches it go.
I think I know what you're thinking, mate. I'm not sure we've seen the last of that beastie.
Oh hell no! I mean, it's great that she fed the creature and it's gonna go feed the babes and all that, but you know, they're gonna get hungry again, and then some poor traveler on the road's gonna get picked up and eaten.
That sounds like future problems, and we're not there yet.
Adabra, are you okay?
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, I've got one. And she comes running downstairs, and you see she's holding this small jar, little bottle in her hands, and you can see that it has some very familiar looking reddish liquid inside of it. And she comes running down. She says, who's injured? Can I help?
I point to my brother with a giant spike in his leg. Him?
Alabaster's a little hurt. Teo's a little hurt too. I can take care of myself. But you're okay?
Oh, well, yes, of course, dear. It didn't hurt me.
Okay, we need to get you out of here.
Well, whatever do you mean?
You were just attacked by a manticore. What do you mean? What do you mean? You can't stay here.
Well, I can't leave. This is my home. I've been here for so long.
Adabra, please. Please. You were just attacked by a manticore. What if we didn't show up?
Well, I'm sure it would have gone about its way eventually, or something. I'm so very grateful that you did come along when you did, though. Perhaps now that you've
Nariel's gonna yell from the base to them. Have you guys gotten her yet? Like, I know we just, like, faced a manticore, but I really don't want to face the dragon here, because that's just gonna destroy this crappy little building. Like, grab her, let's go.
See?
Are you aware of the threat of Cryovane, the white dragon?
Yes, I'm aware of the dragon.
Then we're going.
The dragon's not gonna hunt me here. Just one...
You're out and alone. You are the perfect choice for hunting, as the manticore just showed you. You're alone.
I'm obviously
Leave.
much more of a meal to a manticore than I am the dragon.
What? You said
And there's still a manticore out there. There's a dragon, there's a manticore, you're here alone. Come, you have to come with us back to Phandalin. We can protect you there.
let more people, less chance the manticore will attack you because there's people in Phandalin. Plus, I mean, the manticore now knows you're here. Like, yes, we gave it some meat and it leaves, but it's like, when my babies get hungry again, according to Lunara, it has babies. Right back here. Free meal. Because old tower, strong manticore, one person. Free meal.
That meat is only going to last so long. He's right. It's going to come back. Please come with us.
Plus, you are a herbalist or alchemist, whatever. The point is you are in the pocket theory. You could be very useful in the city.
Roll persuasion or intimidation at your leisure.
Which one of us?
Whoever wants to roll.
I vote Jellen.
What information does Jellen know about Adabra? Anything personal that he's aware of about her? Something he may have heard or seen about her from before?
Not really. She's pretty secretive, but she is definitely well regarded in the Fandolin community. She is known as, obviously a local healer through, medicine and herbs and things of that nature, as well as brewing healing potions, which is always favorably looked upon.
Jellen looks about the area, sees the different potions and unguents and tinctures she has, and pleads.
We need your help in Fandolin. This could possibly be less about having you leave here and more about you helping us. But regardless, this is a mutually beneficial relationship we're trying to establish here. Fandolin needs your help, and we don't want you to come under any threat.
And that's just him psyching himself up using guidance, and as he uses his persuasion.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Yeah. All right.
See, my nomination was awesome.
24.
24 it is. So you see her staring at you for a very long time. She says, this has been my home for such a long time. Everything I own is here. All of my tools, all of my powders, all of my herbs. Normally I would say that there's nothing that could drive me from my home. I am quite resistant to change, as it were. I'm quite of a mind to go down with my home if it came to that. But your argument is convincing, and if the town of Fandolin could benefit from my help and from my knowledge, then perhaps it would be wise for me to return for a time. But only if I am promised that I can return home when it's clear.
Yes, of course. We're gonna build up Fandolin. We're gonna become a defensible enough position that we can start making expeditions out to clear out some of these threats in the area. At that time, then we can come back and maybe we can even have some students come back with you to learn your expert apothecary. This. Speaking of which, Taya, do you need this potion?
Teo kind of turns and looks up at the building and starts walking up that direction. Yes, a potion would not go unwanted.
How do you not need the potion, Kellen? Look at the giant fucking spike in her leg!
Perhaps we could take a rest here, Mr. Dabra, and
Wait,
save the potions for another time.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
That's a very good idea. Very practical.
And you see
But we do need to get on the road just in case the meat only lasts. I don't know how long it's gonna last. I don't know how many babies it might have.
Let's not move down the road. While this is an old tower and it's not the best defense, it's better than being caught on the open road.
I agree. If we should rest here.
Well, yeah. Well,
Would we need to take a rest between here and Fandolin?
It is probably, half a day's journey still to get to Fandolin.
See, half a day, we'll be fine. Okay, I'm gonna be honest
Okay.
with you. Let's not go out. We've fought orcs, had a glorious moment where we hyped up our lovely elvish lady. But yeah, we're sort of drained here and everyone's hurt. But stone walls, safety, okay? Just safety.
okay.
If we get attacked
guess-
on the road, I don't know what we have left to face it.
I mean, I'm fine.
Can you face a whole threat by yourself then, Loss?
Depends on what the threat is, because, like, sometimes, yeah.
Can Dell hear our conversation? That's amazing.
Well, he had come inside.
Okay.
Yeah, Lunariel would have
Everybody
followed
knows.
if both Teo and Dell were going in. She wouldn't want to be outside all by herself,
We
just like
didn't
waiting
move
for everyone.
tokens. We're all inside. Okay. So Adabra does definitely offer for you guys to take a rest, take that time to kind of relax yourselves. In the meantime, you see her busily kind of going about and trying to pack up her belongings, and you see her like at first packing way too much stuff, and then at the insistence of Dell or Alabaster or someone else kind of convincing her to maybe not try to bring quite so much stuff. Right now, you see her kind of almost in just this state of disarray, trying to figure out what means the most to her and what she needs to try and bring with her, like in this moment. So she kind of just wandering around the house, doing that while you guys are taking this rest. Why you gotta talk about Krispy Kreme donuts, dude? What the fuck?
You're not the only one. I was about to shout. Shut up!
This is
Getting really
bullshit.
hungry. Shut up!
Good
I don't
night,
know. Nightwish was talking about pizza earlier, and now it's like the only
know,
fucking thing
they're
I want in
like-
life.
Steak and pizza and Krispy Kreme. So why don't we just throw some ice cream out there while we're at it? Shit.
I have fudge-covered chocolate sandwich cookies to avoid saying a brand name.
I do have some ice cream bars in my freezer.
I'm so sad. The last of my ice cream was eaten last night by my brother, and I'm just like mad now.
Oh, well, now you gotta throw out the whole brother. Like, that's just rude.
That's what you could throw out the whole brother and start again, man.
Right, just chuck them right off the balcony. All right, I need a new one.
Ellen wouldn't eat all your ice cream.
Ow.
I mean,
Okay, maybe he would.
I think he probably would, and blame it on the cat. All right. Okay, so is there anything else you guys wanted to try and do during this kind of downtime, this 8-hour stretch here? Are you guys gonna keep a watch at all?
Oh, definitely keep a watch. I will, totally say let's keep a watch because I don't want to be caught flat-footed by a manicore.
How many doorways does this tower have?
Just the ground floor. It's got that front door, but it has been completely blown off its hinges. And it's kind of just laying in splinters.
How long are we resting for?
8-hour.
How long are we resting for?
Everybody wants to, like, sleep. I mean, like, it seems a little early, and I really don't want to travel at night, but, like...
Why are you being a little early? It's been half a day.
That
I mean-
orc fight did happen first thing in the morning.
Yeah, it's like 2 in the afternoon. Like, it's early. We will be traveling at night if we long rest here.
Okay, you know we can just long rest and hang out and then travel during the daytime, right?
Okay, that just seems like tempting fate.
Why would we tempting fate?
That's like asking the manticores to come back at that point.
I have to agree. I think a short rest would be in best order,
As he's patching himself up with whatever hit dice he has left.
but we shouldn't stay here for too long, and we definitely don't want to travel on the road at night.
Wait,
And-
wouldn't traveling at night actually be to our benefit? Because, some of us can see in the dark, Manicore can't see as good at night, and all that.
Other things can see in the dark too, and we're gonna be escorting Adabra back to Phandalin. We want to be able to see whatever's coming our way, so we could, jet.
I'm just saying, a short rest won't give most of us any, like,
Everybody wants
ability.
to sleep, Jellen. Just let them sleep.
My arcane capability is shot, basically. If we take a short rest and head out on the road.
I can only
Again.
use so much magic each day. Wow.
Powerful magic. I can do minor magics. Powerful magics. Alright?
Really? Because I can, like, powerful hit things, like, all fucking day.
Great! Great!
How many? I
They should
mean,
protect me, so. Eh.
You see Dell is already leaned up against the wall. He's got a shield over his chest, and he's just conked out.
How many long rests can you take within a certain period, though?
Again,
I thought it was like once
Yeah,
every
that's
24
right.
hours. Or
You're okay for a long rest if you want to take a long rest.
So, just
Yeah.
I guess kosher wise, again, even though we're taking a long rest, it doesn't have to mean like we immediately go to sleep for 8 hours. We can just be like we can hang out for a while, talk, get to know, whatever, and then when it becomes evening to night time, take the long rest so we can get up in the morning.
I think with the amount of time we have, it might be safe too to take off very early in the morning, leave right at dawn, right before dawn, and then most nocturnal creatures should be bedding down, and that's right about the time when most day creatures should be right before they get up. Try to get them between that crossover time. Should be safest for us to travel on the roads.
He makes a good point.
Perhaps we could fix this door in the meantime. Do something to block this entryway. You hear Alabaster
Jellen!
chipping in.
Jellen, you've been called to work. Go fix the door.
Give me a moment to get this leg going, then I'll happily try to work on that door.
So, do I pull the spike like out of the back or through
Don't
the
touch
front?
it! Don't touch! You don't know what you're doing. Go.
The spike has to go.
I've got it. I've got it. Just
You can pull it out by yourself.
Yep.
I
Just
can- I can pull it out all quickly and stuff.
I wasn't gonna pull it out. I was gonna say she pulls it out.
Yeah, I
I'm.
mean, like, it's kind of big. Like, I feel like I mean, no, like, actually, like, no offense meant, Kellen. Like, I just don't know if you're strong enough to do it.
In this instance, I take no offense.
Jellen casts Cure Wounds, and he has gizmos and gadgets immediately spring to life and show up on and excise the spike with peerless accuracy.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Everybody, just get some rest, and we'll head out. And whatever we head out.
Hey, Jellen, so, like, this is a little weird, right? So, like, it's cool if, like, you say no. I mean, like, it's a little strange. Can I have that spike?
Of course, you can have the spike. Whatever you want.
All right, she stashes the spike in her pack.
Do you want me to clean that up?
No, that's cool.
You guys had noticed that Dale had also kind of taken the spike that lodged itself in his shield. He had kind of worked that out of the shield, and he had kind of stowed it in his pack.
So, are we gonna like just take trophies and stuff? Is that what's gonna happen?
Oh, I mean, like, I'm gonna see if any of the blacksmiths can turn it into something.
Like, wait, like what?
I don't know. Like, it could be like a rod weapon. Otherwise, whatever. Like, yeah, I'll take a trophy.
Oh, I'm just gonna say you should probably see maybe a leather worker instead, since it's not metal.
You don't go to a leather worker for weapons.
I mean, like in this specific instance.
Like,
would
what's
think-
a leather worker gonna do to make a weapon? Please, like, explain this to me. Like,
Yeah,
I understand that, like, I
okay.
don't know what, like,
I mean,
all
give
blacksmiths
me a
do,
chance.
but, like, I'm pretty sure they, like,
you
all make weapons. She just keeps talking straight over him the whole time.
Sounds like
Whatever.
Mario.
I give up.
It's a very interesting friends you have here, sir.
Oh, undoubtedly, just super, super amazing.
How big are the? Teo is inspecting the manticore spike that had hit him. Also, how big are they?
They're probably good foot-long spikes.
And like, how big around? What's the diameter?
Yeah, probably a couple inches, I would say.
Teo also stashes his.
Okay. Everyone's gonna end up with manicore weapons. All right. So, you guys do spend the rest of the evening kind of fixing up the door. Jellen kind of gets to work on that after patching himself up first. Kind of gets to work on the door. As you're working, you kind of see you know, as throughout the course of your work, you see Sebastian kind of just sitting off to the side and just kind of watching you while you're working, Jellen, and he just seems to be kind of like just very curiously observing what you're doing. After this is over,
I'm sorry, who is?
Sebastian, the cat.
I just keep stopping, shooing away.
Leave me alone, demon. Get out of here.
It's not a demon.
This one's very rude.
It is a demon.
His name is Sebastian. It's not an it. And he's not a demon.
Jellen like stops his work, turns around.
Then what is it?
He is
While they're
a
having this
golden
argument.
cat.
While they're having this argument, Teo walks up and picks up the cat and like sits down cross-legged, like petting the cat, just kind of watching
Touch it!
Jellen.
Hey, yo, don't touch it!
Immediately starts purring and like kitty boop in your hand and just loving it.
Look at that sweet baby. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, why am I the only person? Okay, so you said you summoned a demon, it disappeared, and now this golden cat shows up. What is a golden cat?
Well, like, I think it's a cat that's gold. I mean,
Teo
like, that
cat.
seems really, like, rudimentary and, like, simple.
Within the realm of the Find Familiar spell, what did you find?
What color that of cat you find, just like you found a cat, right? Like, I don't know anything about magic, but wait, can you pick what color? Because that would be really cool.
Not that I know of, not yet.
It's
But to answer your question, the Find Familiar spell normally calls some type of phase creature, spirit, that takes on animal form. So there's
okay.
That. But there's an addendum. Wizards, because I've researched what I am, of course, because history and all that, can bond with other creatures who are willing to enter the familiar bond.
You know who else likes to make bonds and contracts and pacts? Demons!
Wait,
Yeah,
so he's
but
not a
he's not a
kitty?
demon.
He looks like a kitty. Is he not a kitty?
He is indeed a golden cat.
Oh, okay, cool.
Jellen's just scared. That's it.
I think he's
Are
a little
you
bit
scared of
jealous.
cats? Like, do you
Maybe
just
that's-
like, not like cats? Like, it's okay. I mean, you're wrong, but we get it.
I've got nothing against a cat if it was an actual cat.
It's an actual cat.
But this isn't. This
I mean,
is
if
something
it-
else. And it was lying to us.
What's the rule? If it looks like a cat and it meows like a cat, then it's like totally a cat.
Teo not being
Point
aware of
one.
like that mental conversation that Sebastian and Kellen had. He's like, but wasn't this cat just a bird?
I can explain that too. Now then, to continue with the familiar spell, you can summon the creature, the face spirit, into various forms. Now then, besides
So-
that, what?
So it's a spirit.
No, this one's actually a cat.
It's
Okay, wait. Here, let me tell the story. Now we have Sebastian, the golden cat, out doing his own thing. Then bandits, because they know the golden cat is a rare commodity, and some rich guy, some fuck off where apparently with his entire maybe even wants the golden cat for status points. Bandits pursue golden cat. Golden cat escapes. Now golden cat comes near our home, which is filled with wild magic currently. Golden cat uses its own innate magical ability to escape once again. Wild magic interferes and transform our lovely golden cat into a noble owl. We connect with a familiar bond. And to make sure that my companion is in the form he chooses and was born with, I finagled the spell just a little bit to call him back into his original form.
I can't believe you're being so gullible. Oh my
Okay,
God.
so I'm not
Kellen.
gonna lie here. Like, I kind of got lost while you were talking, but like,
Cat was a cat.
because I
Magic
didn't
changed it.
care, and partially because you're really boring. But like, so like you summoned a bird, and now he's a cat because, or you summoned a cat who is like a bird because magic, and then like more different magic now fixed him. Yeah.
Lenario. Cat.
Yes, I
Wild
knew what a
magic,
cat
wild-
is. I'm not
wild magic,
stupid. You're just
Wild
boring.
magic. Wild magic. Bird. I turned bird back into a cat because I'm a cool magician. There.
It sounds like that you turned bird back into a cat because you're like a regular wizard. Like, I kind of think all wizards can do that. I mean, I know all of you have like really big egos around like, I studied and went to school to learn magic because like I'm so smart, but like, pretty sure you can all do that.
Look,
Can't all do that.
studying's cool.
Teo turns to Jellen and he says, do you trust your brother?
I do.
Then you
Apparently
should
not.
try to trust, perhaps, until something has shown you that you should think otherwise, that he did his spell correctly in summoning his familiar and not summoning a demon. And perhaps we should try to trust this familiar, which has helped us so far.
The only reason this
Keep
fucking
petting
thing's
the
still alive is because I trust Kellen. The second it does anything suspicious, done.
I mean, not to play down on the fact that you're like worried about it, but like you realize that it's a cat and like everything they do is hella suspicious, right? Like cats are just suspicious. Like they're always plotting. They're cats.
So I do believe I'm going to spray on the back of his head at every opportunity that I can get.
Right now, Kellen. Now look at your face. You're letting it into your head. What's it saying? It's trying to mess with your brain.
It's not trying to mess around. It just says if you
You have a beautiful Boomsparkle's brain. What did it just say?
It's very easy. You threatened him, and he's like, "I'm not gonna let you kill me." That's it. That's it.
We'll see about that. I've got some fucking ideas for this thing.
He goes back to building the door.
The cat still is watching you, but it's studying you from the safety of Teo's lap, and it's looking very superior as it's watching you.
And I'm just petting the cat, watching the tools that Jellen is using.
I'm gonna go talk to our.
Together.
He didn't threaten retaliation. He just said he was going to pee on you. Come on, there's a difference.
What? It's okay. He has every right to do that, but after being threatened.
He's marking his territory, that's all. Jellen's like, I will strangle this cat.
Oh, but as this is all happening and we finally finish this conversation, I'm gonna go find. Her name is Kadabra. What's her name?
Adabra.
Kadabra is her surname. I'm sorry. It's actually Adabric. And then when you say surname first, it's Abracadabra.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna go.
Adabra Abric.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you because like my entire point for choosing this quest in the first place is because she was a herbalist or alchemist, and I wanted to try and get her input so that I could begin learning the field. So while she's done packing and we're all sort of just resting, I'd ask her about her work.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
All right. Since this is important to Kellen specifically, I'm gonna go ahead and use that inspiration. Look the token. Advantage. I'm using inspiration for advantage.
Okay.
13.
Okay. That -1 though. All right. So you, she does kind of look a little bit like kind of the standard look an old master would give someone asking to divulge their secrets. But after, kind of a little bit of, come on, from you, she does relent, and she starts teaching you some of the basics. And just kind of going through her shop, and there's kind of the stuff that's just left from her packing. So you kind of get the idea that maybe it's some of the stuff that is less important or less valuable or less useful as a resource. So. But she does kind of go through some of the stuff, and she starts talking about some basic poultices for injuries and things of that nature. If you ask at all about the production of healing potions, she doesn't give up any of that information.
Do I have a healing potion now that I add to my inventory?
She does offer you guys the healing potion that she had kind of run downstairs with, and she says, as you guys are kind of packing up and get ready to move out the next morning, she hands it to you, Jellen, and she says, I really do want to thank you guys for assisting me yesterday, and I'm sorry I was being a little bit difficult about, wanting to leave, but I have been here such a long time.
I understand. Thank you for accepting our offer. We really do need you, and we're gonna do everything within our power to make sure you're comfortable in Phandalin. I would personally love to even, and I'm sure Kellen would love to help you even build up shop in Phandalin. You are an amazing apothecaryist. You're a great person. We're gonna get you there. It's gonna be good.
And in future ventures, I assume we will, once we have our Emporium, be coming to you quite often because
quite often.
My own transformative magics and his sort of tools require various things, and with your alchemy or herbalism, probably gonna need that.
Well, it does sound like a new start of sorts, and, perhaps if there's enough there for me, I might even consider staying, but, that's a long ways down the road from here, isn't it? Okay, so you guys do set off and make your way back towards Phandalin, and that is going to be where we take that 8 o'clock break. So everybody out there, please continue to hang out with us. We're just going to do some quick grab a drink, do a bathroom break, any of that kind of stuff that you want to do, and come right on back, and we'll be right back here in just a couple of minutes to continue on and see what else is going to happen here tonight. We'll be right back. Right, we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. We definitely appreciate that. Let's go ahead and pick right back up in this campaign, and we are actually going to be picking up back in Phandalin. As you guys do come into town, you definitely hear the familiar sights and sounds of the city as you come into town. Where would you like to head first?
Well, we'll check. We'll give him the benefit. Well, I'm going to recommend it.
We can give him the benefit of the doubt. We can check the town master's hall to see if Harbin Wester actually is doing his job. And if he's not, I know. And if he's not, then we could go straight to Harbin Wester's. Perhaps even before that, though, maybe we can take Adabra to the Stonehill Inn. Maybe get her a room until we can get her a more permanent place.
I mean, since we're doing all this stuff for the town master and stuff, we've got our Emporium area. She's bunk there. Be less expensive than paying for a room.
It's kind of a mess.
I'm sure she's used to it.
No, her place was really nice, and our place is that. That's great.
Her place
Swallow it.
was not very nice.
It's nice to Jellen,
yeah.
who sleeps in a giant pile of oiled machinery, but
Nothing was not.
Okay. So she actually does say that she wouldn't mind going to Harbin Wester's place with you guys. She seems to be a little disgruntled that he had kind of sent you guys out there to pull her away from her home, irregardless of, Jellen's eloquent speech and convincing her to come to Fandolin. So.
Well, let's check the hall first, or bring her right to Harbin Wester's.
I mean, we might want to go straight to his house.
What?
We might as well just go straight to his house.
I'm just gonna check the hall just real quick.
And Jellen, on the way, since I don't know where we're coming in to Fandolin from, the north or the south.
You would be coming in from the south, and that was the Miners Trail. Coming in on the Miners Trail, so you would be passing by, of course, the Fandolin Miners Exchange and the Lion Shield Coster as well, some private homes and all that.
Can Jellen just run into the Miners Exchange, just poke his head in? Smoke powder?
Without even looking up, Hallie just is sitting at her desk, and you can kind of see her space. It's just almost like one big room, the bulk of this building. And you see her across the far room. She just shakes her head as she's writing, doesn't even look up at you, and says, "No Boomsparkle's powder today."
Okay, be back later.
And then he runs back out and joins the rest of the group.
Okay. All right. So as you come running up, you guys are passing by the Town Master's Hall. And you do see that there seems to be two boards kind of put up on the door of the Town Master's Hall, kind of like in the shape of an X, and they seem to be kind of nailed to the frame. But you do notice some new postings up on the message board. Anyone going to go investigate those?
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I
they'll
already
get money.
clicked them.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, and I don't know if Dan is familiar with this, but right where it says Town Master's Hall, there's a little arrow, and if you click right where that arrow is, you will see a message board pop up for you to look over. So you guys do see those three. Looks like contracts seem to have been pinned to this message board, and while you're kind of looking at the board, no, his house is too far away. Okay, so what would you guys like to do? You're just going to kind of peruse the notes that are there? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Teo's reading them over.
And then you're going to make your way to Harbin Wester's home after that? Definitely does look like this building has been kind of shuttered.
I can't believe he would just. Okay. Well, we could look at this a little more. Let's get a diver out to Harbin Wester.
As soon as we get close enough to Harbin Wester's home, Jellen would like to look it over to check out this new door he has. He wants to see any weak spots in the structures of the building. He wants to know any other points of entry.
Okay.
He wants to know the best way to break in again.
Okay. You can see that the front door, as you guys get a little bit closer, you can see the side of the building. You can see that some of the windows have also had these kind of wooden X's kind of put over the outside of the window. Presumably to stop someone from trying to get in on a window side. You can't really see the back door from coming around, but as soon as you get around the front side of this building, you can see that this door has definitely been reinforced since the last time that you came to visit and punched a hole through the front of his house with a crab claw. And this door has definitely been built back up, and it looks definitely been reinforced, and you can actually see it looks like there's some sort of a slot with a sliding little piece in it that he can put some kind of any kind of documents. He can open it up to talk to people, stuff like that. It just kind of looks like some sort of a slot has been built into this door. It looks as though it's even got some kind of metal reinforcement to it as well. And you see two guards standing outside of this door to either side of it.
Do we recognize the guards?
Completely new faces.
Kellen, do you know these guys?
No clue where they are. Strange though, right?
What are they human? Are they elven, dwarven?
They both look to be human, and they just kind of are standing there, looking kind of bored with this post. Go ahead and roll perception checks. Anyone who would like to. Kellen is distracted. Lenario is also distracted.
I'm shocked.
Oh,
Lenario, distracted?
Jellen, dude. Critical hit. How you like
This
that
I did it off beyond 20 because I can't find my perception skill thing
shit? On what?
in Foundry. In Foundry.
It should be on your token bar. When you click on your token, all the tokens are in the top left corner.
I didn't see where the tokens were.
No, you're good. Okay, so that 21. Sadly, we didn't get a song with it, but that is definitely still a Master Green. So you immediately notice this insignia, and they have kind of like these cloaks on. They're kind of well used, military style fashion, and you can see a clasp on these cloaks, and it matches the insignia of the town of Neverwinter.
These guys are from Neverwinter. They might know where I can get some smoke powder.
And he runs over to go talk to him.
Okay. You see them immediately kind of tense up and get a little more at attention. And the first one says, state your business.
Hey! My name is Jellen Boomsparkles. How are you guys doing? What's your name?
Your business?
Oh, well, I'm here to speak with Harbin Westler about a job we performed, me and the Boomsparkle Adventuring Company. We've been here for a while. It seems like you guys might be from out of town. Where are you from?
We're on assignment from Neverwinter.
Oh, what's the assignment?
And you see him just kind of like look down at the ground where he's standing and look back at the door. And he just looks back at you. Seems
That's
off.
great. Hey, do you know what about smoke powder?
You see him look over at the other guard, and the other guard looks at him and just kind of shrugs like he has no idea what you're even talking
about. Black powder, boom dust, dragon dingleberries, primordial pepper, nitrocellulose, pyrocellulose, gun cotton, ballistite, cordite, troll's despair, fire grain, dynamite, trinitrotoluene, charge transfer compound. It's sand, but it explodes.
You see him actually just kind of look at this point over you and to the rest of the party. And he says, what's he on about?
Dude just shrugs.
Just ignore it.
Do you have any business with Master Wesker?
Yes.
Well, yes.
All
And
of it.
he gestures to Adabra.
We brought in Adabra off of a mission for Harbin, and we're here to get paid for it.
Plus the mission with the dwarves.
Plus the mission for the dwarves.
I imagine Alabaster would be speaking up about wanting to get paid.
Basically, like, we did all the work for you, so it's time for us to get ours out of it.
Are there more of you
we
here? Anybody else?
tried.
I do believe it is time to get paid.
There you go. That wasn't so bad.
All right. So you see the guard just kind of reaches back, and you just bang, bang, bang 3 times on the door, and it definitely sounds a lot more sturdy as he bangs on this door. And after a few moments, you just hear it click, click, and a slide, and you see this little access opening in the door kind of slides open, and you see the eyes of Harbin Wester peering out of this little alcove. And let me go ahead and show you guys this real quick. It's a T, not a K, but that is Mr. Harbin Wester.
Harbin Wesker from Raccoon City?
Yes. And he is peering out at you from inside of this building, and you just see his eyes still looking very weaselly and nervous, kind of as before. And he says, "What do you want? Oh, it's you. What is it? You're alive, so I presume that some sort of success must have been had."
I mean, the dwarves have been warned. She's here from the tower.
Jellen holds up the 2 flyers, the one for the Dwarven Hold and the one for Umbridge Hill.
Money, please.
Oh yes. What was it? So 30 gold pieces for the Dwarven mission, and what was it? 20 gold pieces for Miss Adabra, of course. Correct?
50 and 25, my friend.
What?
Wasn't one of them like 100? Like, I'm actually not sure, but like, I think so.
Okay,
Were you aware there was a manticore bothering the...
Yeah, he doesn't care, I promise. You haven't had to deal with him before. This case sucks.
No, not in front of not for space.
Do you guys remember how much it was?
I believe it was 50 for the Dwarven Hold and 25 for the Umbridge Hill.
I thought Umbridge Hill was 100. I thought Umbridge Hill was the expensive one. That it was there was 50, 50, and 100. I
thought Umbridge Hill was the less expensive one, so we thought it was going to be the easiest one.
It was 25.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
But
Jellen had right. 50 and 25 were, from what I remember.
Okay.
Or it was 125 for Umbridge Hill, and it was 500 for Dwarven Hold.
That actually sounds super accurate. Like,
I mean, you guys...
I am pretty sure that's true.
This is a barter-friendly setting, so you're... You know, if you want to negotiate. But
I feel like Alabaster would know for sure and be able to barter the best.
I feel like we fought a manticore, and that's worth way more than 25 gold. Like, just saying.
It was 25 gold, but we increased the price because of hazard pay, you son of a bitch!
That's the one. Hazard pay. I like that. That's good. Almost everything we do deserves hazard pay.
Hazard pay. Seriously? You are given a mission, and whatever dangers are involved with said mission are yours to take upon yourselves.
We accomplished a preemptive mission by defeating a band of orcs also, which would have raised havoc in your countryside.
Well, as you can see, we have the guard to be able to defend against threats of that nature.
Snap.
Very well, fine. 75 gold pieces then.
And then how much for the other job?
And you see him start to, one at a time, start putting gold pieces up on the ledge. There's a very small ledge that sits outside of this slotted window. And one at a time, you see him place a gold piece up there and waits for someone to take that gold piece before he puts another one up there.
Well, if Alabaster isn't going to run over there and start picking up the gold, and
you know he is. Don't be like he's not gonna do that. You know he is.
Alabaster indeed does walk up to the door, and you see a very annoyed look on his face as he waits for each coin to be placed and quickly snatches it off there. And you see him, like, after a moment, start tapping his foot, like, becoming very impatient with this very slow process. So, eventually, he does get to 75 gold pieces. After...
I'm watching Alabaster this entire time. Make sure
roll a
the
perception
gold
check.
comes where it's supposed to.
Anyone that
Yes.
would like to roll a perception check.
This is also the only time ever that Lenoriel seems to be paying attention to anything, and that's because she knows Alabaster will steal from them.
Jellen's counting the gold not because he doesn't trust Alabaster, but because he doesn't trust Harbin, and he also just likes counting things.
Teo's looking off in a completely opposite direction.
You're not totally disinterested. Oh, was that your roll, that 15, or was that from previous? That was from before, wasn't it? Okay.
Yeah, that was a different roll.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are keeping a good eye on him, and he seems to be being legit. He hasn't pilfered any of these coins up to now. So eventually you guys do go through and counting along with Mr. Harbin Wester all the way up to 75. You guys do get through this payment of the 75 gold pieces. And he says, were you the ones that took every single job off of the board last time, I suppose?
We didn't
Since
take
you're
every job.
Getting
We-
paid
we
for them
won't.
now. Yes,
I
you are.
mean, there were 3 jobs, and we kind of took all 3, and then we did them all, so I don't think that should be a problem.
Well, there are other adventurers in the world, and
Well, then they should
allowed...
be quicker.
They should be allowed to have a chance at these jobs as well. Please only take
And
one
they
at a time.
should be faster. If we had time to go there, argue about what we were going to do, spend an entire evening drinking before we even set out, and not be bothered by anyone that wanted to take those jobs, I don't think those other adventurers really want to help you very much.
How are they
And
supposed
honestly,
to take the
I
job
don't know
if
why
they have
we
to?
want to help you very much, because you are awful.
Awfully good at my job.
Awfully good at hiding.
Burn!
How are you gonna lead a town if you're like stuck in your house like some weird little hermit?
Huh? How?
I have been doing exceptional for my position here, and
Oh, I'm sorry, for your
everything
position, what, on your couch?
has been handled. Everything has been handled in order as necessary.
By other people. Oh, you're one of those leaders. You just like delegate and don't do? That makes sense. Okay, we had one of those with the elves too. They never last long.
As long as the job is getting completed,
Shut up.
I don't see what the issue is. All of the work is getting done as necessary. Did we have a freeze? Go ahead.
Jellen whispers over to like Lenariel.
But people are losing confidence in their leadership.
Oh yeah, like if you're not visible, like do you think people even think that you're like actually the leader, or do you think they're just like paying lip service to you while
Straight lip
like,
service!
they go and like follow someone who's like, you know, doing stuff? What is it?
That's right.
Those who can't do teach. Oh my gosh, you're a teacher. That makes so much sense.
Well, wait, teachers are cool.
I'm confused.
I mean, my teacher was very nice. He knew lots about magic.
Yeah, my teacher
Oh.
taught me everything I know.
Okay,
We
well,
didn't stick
maybe
the
I
landing,
heard
but the
that
rest is great.
wrong.
As it is, things are running as smoothly as they can be when there's a dragon about. If you had any sense about you, you wouldn't just be willy-nilly walking around the country, but if you are, and you're trying to earn some of this gold, then just be about yourselves. Are we done here? Is there
No,
anything
what about-
else?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kellen.
I was gonna say no. What about the poster that's sort of ripped? It starts and says "Sons of something."
That's an old posting. What about it?
I'm inquiring about said old poster. Like it's no longer relevant, or
Well, the Sons of Alagonda, of course.
right? I
Alagonda
can't see that. 'Cause
used to
you
be
know,
the ruler of Neverwinter before the family line was destroyed. Supposedly, there's rumors of descendants of Alagonda that still live. And, well, a rebellion of sorts kind of rose up within Neverwinter, and Lord Neverember had to do quite a bit of work to put it down. How have you not heard of any of this?
We've been focused on trying to get the Emporium because someone keeps fucking blocking us.
Speaking of which, we did these jobs. We need you to sign this sheet saying that our Emporium is in business officially, please.
As far as the writ for opening your business, evidence was found of someone breaking into the townmaster's hall. We are looking into the matter presently. This is official town business, and we would appreciate your staying out of it until we discover what's going on here.
But
So
we're
you-
part of the town.
Exactly.
Town leadership, business, you'll not be getting your shop, your business, until this matter is settled.
Do you need help? We can help. We're very smart.
Did I not
He's
just
got a
say we
point.
can handle it?
You didn't.
I did.
Wait,
No, you said
how
it
are
was
you gonna
fine.
handle things from in your house?
I
Like,
have
who are these people that
employees.
handle things for you that aren't like us? Because like, we're handling things like hella good for y'all.
Hella good.
Yep, I'm with her.
And at this point, Kellen, you kind of feel a hand on your shoulder, and you look up to see Adabra. And she kind of pushes forward a little bit at this point. And she says, Mr. Wester. And you see Harbin kind of like, oh my gosh, like I'm in trouble, kind of look on his face for just a quick second. And he says, welcome to Phandalin, Adabra. Always a pleasure to see you again. And she says, I plan to move here to Phandalin, and my intention is to partner with the Boomsparkle brothers and open up an apothecary in their establishment. And if you will not be writing a writ for them, then I expect you'll be writing one for me. And she says this very seriously, and you see Harbin just kind of like eyes open wide, just kind of staring at Adabra, and he kind of thinks about it for a second, and he just says, only because you're asking. And he kind of slams the thing shut for a moment, and you see Adabra just kind of sits
mean,
back.
like,
Go ahead.
how hard is it for him to use his little stamp to like do it? Because we all know he doesn't like sign by hand. Like, I don't think he does anything except open that door and be annoying.
And after a few moments, you see this door again slide open, and you just see very roughly shoved out this piece of paper kind of rolled up, and he just kind of shoves it through this opening towards you guys.
Does the dabber pick it up?
I think you were closest.
Okay, John grabs it. Thank you very much. But he scrolls it up and see what it is.
Okay. You do see that it is indeed an official writ, and at the top of it, it says it grants permission for the partnership of Adabra and the Boomsparkles brothers to indeed open up the, what did I call this? The Boomsparkle's Emporium of Magnificent Inventions and Wondrous Magical Effects. And you see an official stamp of Mr. Harvin Wester on the bottom of this. Thanks for hanging out.
Jellen just looks at it.
It begins!
He's right. It does begin.
And you just hear kind of a laughter of approval from Adabra at your guys' joy.
Teo comes up and congratulates Jellen and Kellen.
Today is a good day. Also, thanks a lot, Dapper. He never acts so nice when it's just us.
I'm not so sure about that one myself. But he can be quite easily manipulated if you know the proper buttons.
Well, I'm coming to you if I need said manipulation, because apparently he looks like he's scared of you.
Nightwish just said goodbye, she loves you, and then gave you a finger. So,
That's normal.
Okay, so she kind of looks at you and says, well then, shall we see where our new place of business is? Or would you mind showing me, of course?
Yep, yeah, let's go.
Oh, gosh, come with us!
All right. And are the rest of you guys going to also go over to the Boomsparkle's Emporium of Magical Inventions and Wondrous Delights? I said it without looking that time.
Yeah, you got a little wrong.
Was I wrong? God damn it. Wondrous Magical Effects. Yes, that's right.
I want to meet them there, but I do want to go, I believe that's to Lion Shield and get a mall.
Oh. Okay. And
I need something that doesn't damage.
she's going to have just handles sticking out from every direction.
It's fine. That's fine.
And
She might set aside the glaive for a little while. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, Teo's also heading that. If he heard Lenario talking about a weapons emporium place, he wants to go check this out briefly. Interested in the javelin or spear.
Okay. Sure thing.
Oh, maybe you can get that spike made into like a really cool javelin.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I'm going to go find me an ale. And you see Alabaster kind of flip a coin up in the air, catch it, and head off towards the stone hill.
Yep, that's on point for Alabaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is 100% Alabaster.
And you see Dill like, sounds about right to me. And he also heads off after Alabaster towards the stone hill.
Oh,
So-
also on our way towards the Emporium, I'm gonna break off from Jellen and Abra and take a moment at the Shrine of Luck and just give a quick prayer, because prayed before we left and we came back alive through all the shit we just experienced. I'm doing it again.
Sure thing. And you can see that Sister Garela still doesn't seem to be around, or not around the shrine at least. It does seem that the shrine has been untended for some time. But you do know that she is wont to make trips into Neverwinter to talk about the Goddess of Luck, also into the other towns, Waterdeep, as well as going up into the Neverwinter Woods to visit with the elves at times, things like that. So you go and make yourself a little a prayer, send some thanks to the great goddess Timora for the luck of your surviving your journey. Where did you want to head after that?
Oh, I'll go meet them at the Emporium. It's to her and to I never forget what his name, but it's the Gnomish god of trickery and arcana.
As Jellen escorts Adabra to the Emporium, he's of course talking ad nauseum about all the ideas he has for inventions and how he can integrate potions into that. He wants to create like a vending machine so he can just vend out potions to people's flasks, things of that nature. And he stops halfway through.
1 second.
And he pokes his head into the lion shield coster while so Lenariel and Teo would see him poke his head in and go,
You guys have any smoke powder?
as he yells to I forget who runs it.
That is Lenine Grayway.
Lenine, yeah.
And she is here. I'll give you this. Where is it? It'll be another person. I'm sure you know who this is as well, but that's okay. Because GMs do what GMs do. So you see Lenine Greywind inside this Lion Shield Costa. And she says, hello, Jellen. Good to see you again.
Hey, Lenine, did you get any smoke powder?
Oh dear, we don't have any smoke powder. I'm sure I'll tell you as soon as it comes in.
Thank you very much. These are friends of mine. Help them out. They're great. All right, bye.
Excitable one he is.
Yeah, it never goes away.
And what can I do for you all today?
Well, like, I need a maul. Big and heavy.
Well, that's quite a weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know how to use one?
She looks actually just like outright like she just got slapped. Like she looks offended as fuck right now.
Teo kind of holds her back a little bit and tries to calm her down. It's
No,
not...
my poor little dainty hands can't hold a maul. They hold this great axe all wonderfully, but like a maul, oh no, I'm so scared. And then she feels Teo's hands on her, and she just gets quiet and narrows her eyes. Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Jellen's still escorting Adabra, and he stops, and he goes,
Well, Ariel's upset.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. And she just says, oh dear. And she just kind of ushers you along towards the Boomsparkle's Emporium. All of that stuff. All right, so she kind of looks at you with a semi-amused look on her face and says, oh, well, no offense, dear. Sure you're very mighty.
She just turns and looks at Teo. I think she's still being rude to me, but I liked the words that came out of her mouth, so I'm going to pretend that she wasn't.
Yes, I believe she's proficient in what is we at our monastery would often refer to as a backhanded compliment.
You'll have to teach me more about those. Not thinking that she does them all the time.
I'm sure you could find something that would suit you just over here. And she kind of points across the shop. And you definitely do see that this place is... it's definitely, got lots of weapons and things of that nature. It's shields, armor, pretty good supply of a variety of weapons. And what will you be after, sir?
Do you have any javelins?
Oh, of course. Just down over here. And she kind of gestures towards the back of the building. She doesn't really move out to help either one of you to look at these weapons.
What about any unique spears?
By unique, what did you have in mind?
Well, what do you have? I've often liked the idea of being able to hurdle a spear, but losing it then is a great potentiality.
It's true. Some cost of battle, I suppose. We have plenty more for you to purchase if you have any
Do you have a quiver of small javelins that I could carry several of, so I could hurl several?
I think we might have something of that nature. And she, at this point, she does kind of come around the corner, and she kind of comes over to the part of the lion shield coster where you are. And you see her start digging around a little bit, and she after a while does produce a quiver that looks like it's about the size for holding javelins. And it looks like it could probably hold 5 or 6 within it.
I'll buy that. Or how much would you like? Are you asking for this item here?
Well, let's see. That does really matter. Sometimes does it not?
Teo's like spinning it around, inspecting it, looking at the leather stitching.
Okay. And as she's kind of thinking about that, across the way there, you do find a couple of different, malls. They're pretty straightforward. Definitely look almost like they were probably made for the Neverwinter military or something of that nature. Very military styling to them. You do see one that looks a little bit different, and you're aware of this Lion Shield company. The Lion Shields are a merchant company that are based like 100 miles away to the east, and they have outposts, all throughout the territory from here to there. So they're definitely a larger, kind of a mercantile company. So they do have some more exotic items, and you can tell that this one seems to be like from further east or somewhere that you just haven't seen a design like this before.
So this one's cute. Like it's like it doesn't look like all these other boring ones. Does it just look different, or does it like do different stuff?
Well, it'll smash a goblin's head in, or whatever it is that you wish to be fighting, I suppose. Is that what you meant to?
Well, yeah, but like they all do that. Like, is this one special other than just by like the way it looks, or is it just like really cool looking?
Or that one, that particular design comes from the land of Thay. And, well, they are quite efficient at war. But it doesn't have any special qualities or anything of that nature, if that's what you mean.
Well, how much is it?
Could part with that for 10 gold.
Oh, easy, done. And she just like hands over 10 gold.
Okay. And she says, will you be needing a full set of javelins with the quiver, sir?
Teo first says like that maul really matches your armor well. That's gonna look great.
Thank you.
Then yes, let's go ahead and fill this quiver up.
Okay. And she quickly does grab some javelins, fills up the quiver for you, and kind of twirls it around and hands it out to you. And you almost get the sense that she seems to have had some sort of training with weapons, and she seems to be very familiar with the way that she holds them, the way that she handles them, even just the way that she hands these to you. Just seems like someone that's been around weapons.
Say, have you had training?
Well, I must know my product, as they say.
Teo nods and said, "We should spar sometime for fun."
Sounds delightful, sir. And she She does kind of, just kind of, as the smile reaches her eyes with that, and she says, how does 6 gold pieces sound?
Teo hands her 7.
Okay. And you do feel like this was kind of a generous offer that she had given you.
Yeah, really, Teo doesn't care much about money, so he's just like...
Okay. You just kind of get the idea that she was kind of giving you a break just because she seems to think you're cool or whatever.
Teo smiles and nods as he hands her the money.
Okay. And she does take it and kind of goes back to the counter, and you see her kind of pull this, like a small chest out from behind the counter, kind of pulls a key out from inside of her dress, and leans down and locks it, and puts the gold in there. Closes it, locks it, and then slips the key away again. Well then, can I help you with anything else today?
I mean, I'm good. Teo, do you need anything?
Do you have any, Actually, no. No, I think I'll ask someone else about this. Thank you.
Oh, wait. Do you know who could, like, turn something into a weapon?
Like a blacksmith.
Oh, yeah, like a blacksmith. Yes. Okay, cool. Because my friend was like, you should go to a leather worker. And I'm like, leather workers don't make weapons. But I just wanted to double check. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe
She just like puts it in the back of her head to basically just tell Kellen exactly how wrong he was.
Yes, maybe weapon accessories. That I could see a leather worker doing something like this, like your friend's quiver here. But perhaps your friend was drinking too many ales that night or something. And she just kind of laughs. Okay. So you guys make your way out of the Lion Shield Coaster and over at the Boomsparkle's Emporium. What do you guys like to do? You just showing Adabra around, kind of letting her get the feel of the space, all that kind of stuff?
So here's all the important stuff. All these great machinery, the artificery. This is the stuff that's really gonna really help us out. Did you have any ideas, Adabra? What for what you want your space to look like? If you want us to expand the entire Emporium, or even change the name? You know, we gotta make sure we include you somewhere in the name. Maybe we could add a couple more words to the Boomsparkle's Emporium.
The Boomsparkle's Emporium of magnificent inventions, wondrous magical effects, and apothecary, perhaps.
Yes, that's good. We simply would you like to put a Boomsparkles and Quinn Emporium of fantastic inventions and wondrous magical effects and apothecary excellence?
Maybe we should shorten that.
I believe
Why?
Just, I don't know. It seems like humans might have a whole. Actually, since we have a human, do you think that name is a little long?
Oh, I think it's delightful, but I am a bit concerned for the sign maker.
Yeah, see that in that way, it would be more work for the sign maker.
I mean, I could make the sign.
Well, perhaps he'll just charge
True.
more.
I mean, I know you can make the sign, but somebody who's specifically, trained to do that might make a better sign.
It's easy. Like,
And he pulls out 4 sheets of paper and just uses his magical tankering to immediately animate. It's got to be on 4 sheets. The Boomsparkle's Emporium of fantastic adventures and wondrous magical effects and apothecary excellence.
it's that easy.
But it's really long and ridiculous looking.
She does kind of chuckled with this amused kind of a look, and she says, well, Kellen may be onto something here, something to work on. We'll find a solution, I'm sure.
Okay.
So, I really do like the arrangement of the space here, but it does seem to be very divided. This space. Is there any particular reason? It seems like all of the inventions perhaps are over here, and all of this wizardry sort of stuff over here. Perhaps merging the two together and letting folks look at both of these things in conjunction would lend perhaps opportunities to teach it to a broader context. Maybe gather a bigger audience?
I'm going to need Adabra to roll a persuasion check.
Yeah, for like both of us, because that's a hard one.
I was joking. If you wanted to do it.
Oh, she will.
That's a hard one.
It's a hard sell, they said. Oops, no, not performance. Persuasion. Not sold.
No, that sounds like a terrible. I think the separation is important so that we can know prospective students easier. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get his fangled nonsense mixed in with the greatness that is artificery. I mean, who wants to put peanut butter and chocolate together? That's ridiculous.
Actually, it sounds kind of delightful.
What?
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Nah.
Mm-hmm. Also, why are you always taking shots at me? You're just like Mom.
You're just like Mom. You're already talking about humans not being able to understand. She's very well smarter and wiser than both of us.
I didn't say it wasn't I said it was a mouthful.
You talk about humans not being able to read. You know what you were saying. Either way, perhaps we're just not there yet. We've got to a few arguments about the way we want to integrate our various disciplines. With you here, though, maybe we can all find a way to bind this whole thing together.
Yeah, we'll have 3 different sections. My wondrous wizard stuff, your weird technology stuff, and
amazing technology.
Whatever.
And will you just be assigning me a section of the store then, or?
Oh, go ahead and pick wherever you want to go, and we'll move. You did us a huge favor. I would have given you a hug, but if you want to pick,
she just smiles and opens up her arms and says, "I always love a hug, darling."
I start to push my brother closer to her.
He spins back around, Kellen.
But if you have a great eye for composition. If you have any ideas, just let us know. We have no issues working it in there. This is gonna be a great partnership.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, and I'm so glad that I was able to help this along. That Hobbin, it's not my first time dealing with him, and one of the reasons that I chose to live outside of Phandalin, if I'm being completely honest.
Do tell.
Well, the Wester family is, well, kind of known to be a little bit weaselly.
Yeah, we've seen that. I had to break down his door the other day to see him, to even get a meeting with him.
You don't say. Tell me more.
Okay, I broke down his door to prove a point. That he's hiding from a dragon in his house, but the dragon, the hiding in the house isn't helping anybody. He needs to inspire everybody by being in his hall and doing his job.
Also, if we can break down the door with a barrel crab, the dragon's just gonna wreck his place.
Exactly. I've got a barrel crab. I can put it back together if you ever wanted to see it.
Let's put a pin in that. Sounds fascinating.
I had to put several pins in it to make it to work, to actuate, but go ahead.
So you broke down his front door with a giant bell crab because he's trying to hide in his house from a dragon?
Yes.
He knows
He
a dragon.
has-
Does he know a dragon can just sit on his house?
I don't know if he knows. We've tried explaining this to him so many times, and it's just not settling in. We're very good at education, and he's just not getting it.
Even Lenario, we thought maybe, hearing it from another source besides the two people he doesn't seem to like very much would like rock the boat a little bit. But no, even Lenario, who explained that a dragon will just wreck his house and hiding in here is useless. Totally
She's so smart and she's so funny. She smells great, and she even tried convincing him about what about the dragon, and he wasn't even listening to her. It was crazy.
If you haven't noticed, my brother likes Lenario quite a bit.
I think someone's got a little soft spot for our friend Half-Orc, doesn't he?
Giant soft spot. Will do anything she says immediately and turn on me in a dime if she says so.
Oh my God, come
Brotherly
on.
bond just goes
No,
right out the window.
She's just great. She's great. But yeah, we don't know how to convince Harbin to get back to work appropriately. It's a little concerning because he wasn't always such a
Massive tool.
Hey, don't besmirch tools like that. All right, tools are great.
Massive shoddy tool.
That's fair. We need to try to find a way to repair this shoddy tool.
Okay.
I mean, my brother's very optimistic, but from what we've seen so far, I don't really think it's repaired. It's sort of replaced with a new one.
Well, you don't gotta just throw something out. Everything can be fixed.
Not everything can be fixed.
Everything can be fixed.
Not everything can be fixed.
Name one thing that I wouldn't be able to fix over time.
A broken bone.
What? You've seen me cure wounds several times. I've got so many gadgets for that. Come on, try again.
Your aversion to women.
Ouch. Zing.
Burn.
With this, Adabra actually just kind of turns and starts looking around the space like she's trying to figure out where she wants to place a piece of sage or something. She's just like very busily trying to make herself look busy.
From across town, Tail goes, "Oh!"
Oh, Jellen just got
This is what
burned!
Lenario's like. I think Kellen just won a fight there. Pretty sure Jellen feels like crap right now.
From across town, Lenario's like, my Jellen's in trouble. My Jellen is hurting.
My biggest fan has been damaged.
Oh, big
I can
span.
sense Sebastian purring.
Sebastian is actually indeed very much enjoying this conversation. And you just get this complete sense of contentment, and you can just audibly hear him purring from his spot over on the counter. Jellen, you can also hear him purring. And he's just kind of looking at you with the superior cat look.
So nobody else hears this, but in Jellen's head, he's looking at Sebastian, and you can and the sirens are going off from Kill Bill. The screen's turning red as he's looking at this thing, and he's taking his embarrassment at that previous interaction with his brother, and he's focusing it on his distaste for Sebastian.
Show this little motherfucker thing. I'm gonna show him.
And he immediately starts putting things together, and he's building something.
Okay. So as you just immediately turn your embarrassment into desperate, frustrated working, surely not a trap to capture said golden cat. After a little bit of time, Lenario and Teo, where were you guys going to head after the Lion Shield Coaster? Were you going to the Boomsparkle's Emporium of Wondrous Magical Effects and other things?
Yes, I'm heading back to
Just giving up.
I fucking lost it in there somewhere. I know. Sorry.
You named it.
I know I did. Sorry, where are you guys gonna go?
We're going to Boomsparkles.
Okay.
Which, let's be real, that's all everyone is going to end up calling that place with a 97-word name anyways.
The Boomsparkle's Emporium of magnificent inventions and wondrous magical effects, and also an apothecary. So, you guys do head over there, and this is about the time that you see Jellen is busily working on whatever invention he is working on. It seems to be kind of strange. It has almost like these jagged edges, almost like some sort of a monster jaws, and you see this hinge in the middle, and you see a second one, and it almost looks like they want to kind of like snap together, almost like a monster's claws, and you see like this little plate in the middle of it as he's building this thing, and you see him like test it, and it kind of like clamps together for a moment, and you see him force it back down, and he starts tightening some stuff,
Needs more teeth.
twerking some of the other hinges and springs. You're not really quite sure what it is that's known as building over there.
Teo walks over and kind of squats down, like along the edge of where you can tell the radius that Jellen is working, so that he's not in the way, and he's just very quietly and intently just kind of staring at this contraption and how he's doing it.
Okay. After some time, and obviously Adabra does start making her, self at home, starts kind of looking around at stuff, and you could tell she's like, not very shy about making this space hers. She just really just starts coming in and moving things around and unpacking her stuff and just kind of, old matron space. This is going to be transformed into a dabber country. So as you guys, as she starts doing that, after a little while, you hear at the door.
I'll get it.
Okay.
I'll open the door.
I'll get him, I'll show him.
And then, of course, as I open the door, I start to say our name and then realize it's the two of them. Realize it's Lanier, and then I'm like, okay, never mind.
No, they had already joined you. As you open the door, you actually see one of the guards that had been standing outside of Harbin Wester's home. And as you open the door, he just kind of holds out one of the writs that was up on the board. And says, Master West has got a job for you.
I mean, okay, I guess we do need yeah, okay. Hey, Jellen, Lanier, Teo, apparently we got a job.
Oh, I'm gonna kill it!
What?
What?
Job.
Wait, no, what are you gonna kill?
What's happening over here? Hey, it's one of the guards! Did you figure out what a smoke powder is?
I think he said he's going to kill this job. Oh, wait, no, Dell's not there. Never mind.
Yeah, wait, yeah. Teo stops Jellen really, like, with his hand a little bit and says quietly, "Are you planning on catching that cat with this mechanism?"
Catching? No.
Catching can also imply killing it.
Jellen?
Hey, guard guy! What you got there?
I'm sorry. So, like, they're gonna have that conversation. I don't know. They're being ridiculous. You want us to do something for the guy, right? Like, what do you want us to do? What does he want from us? And how much does it pay?
And he does.
Because, like, at this point, he owes us.
And he does hold out this writ. It's the one on the far right that says Loggers Camp. And he says, Master Wester's brother needs a load of supplies up in Neverwinter Wood. Wants to know if you can help deliver it.
So what you're saying is he's trying to pull strings with people he's pretty terrible with to help him. Because he's, like, really mean to us.
Ma'am, I'm just a god delivering a message.
That's fair. It's totally not your fault.
Plus,
I'm sorry your boss sucks.
You ain't saying the least of that. Says he has
This
50
guy's all
gold.
right.
I don't know. Take it or leave it. What would you like me to
Oh,
tell him?
we'll take it. We'll take it. We're taking it.
You're to deliver the supplies to Tybor Wester,
Tybor Wester. Gotcha.
his brother.
Mm-hmm.
There are 6 of us. How about 60 gold? So we can split it evenly.
That would be nice.
Take that up with Mr. Wester.
Could you deliver the message back to him to let him know that we would do it for 60 gold? Or do you want us to walk back with you and tell him?
No. It's very easy. There's nothing. We're taking the thing. We expect 6 to go when we get back. We're good.
But he has to acknowledge the
Shush.
deal.
Shush.
I'll tell him what you said. And he just turns
How
and
about
walks
this,
off.
Jellen? If he doesn't pay us 60 gold, we'll break down his new door.
Yeah, okay, I'm on board.
Okay.
Every time.
So.
Teo just smiling very happily at this idea.
Okay.
Oh
So,
yeah, you weren't there for that. It was so funny.
I was just about to say, that actually brings me back to, it reminds me when I first met you. I think that was our first adventure together.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, it was.
he had
We
just
were
showed up.
there
Yeah.
for that. That's so great. Yeah, the crabs and everything. It was so fun.
that's right.
We're gonna smash so many more doors when this guy doesn't pay us.
All right. So you guys do have this new red for this mission to go into the Neverwinter Wood and deliver these supplies. You guys, the Boomsparkle's brothers, would know that most supply runs that do leave out of Phandalin would go through Barthen, over at Barthen's Provisions. So,
We're gonna have to stop in Barthen's Provisions to get the supplies, information.
Mm-hmm. Supplies, information, all that.
it's true. And you do know that, obviously Dill and Alabaster are over at that Stonehill Inn, having a couple of drinks for the evening. It is that 9 and 10 mark, so I think this is going to be where we call it for the evening. So I'm definitely excited to come back next week on the Fireside Tales and see what happens in getting onto this next adventure. It's the Loggers Camp, and I'm curious to see what is going on out there in the Neverwinter Wood, and possibly a return home of sorts for Miss Lenariel, who grew up in said wood. So there we go. I'm very excited for that as well. Everybody out there, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, and I'm glad you guys had some laughs. I see Witchy Lee's out there laughing her face off. Definitely awesome for you guys to be hanging out with us, and we definitely appreciate you for that. Thank you, Nightwish. I know you're gone for the night, but if you watch later, thank you for the cheers tonight. I know these guys appreciate those inspirations that you hooked up for them. And as always, please go check out Patreon and look up Limithron. He is doing some special map assets for us on the Thursday show for the Saltmarsh campaign. Definitely appreciate his helping out doing that stuff, and he's got some great stuff. As I said at the beginning of the show, we are kind of working on a Halloween special thing. We'll see how all that kind of comes together in the next week or so. If anyone's a DM out there and wants to maybe help us out, please come into the Discord channel and yell at us. Other than that, we do have our West March campaigns coming up. I've got the green light to start talking about those, so if you want to kind of play some casual D&D and just kind of hang out and come to our Discord server, it's going to be all Discord related and set up in the Discord channel using the Avery bot. So it's going to be really interesting and much more kind of chill, laid back, kind of log in and, make an action, kind of chill out role play. So, check it out. Kind of D&D light. So anyway, please come and check that out, and please come check us out on Sundays, of course. You got this Fireside Tales show, and then on Tuesdays we do have our Frost Maiden show, an all-girl team of badass chicas that are up in Icewind Dale and trying to liberate Icewind Dale from the Frost Maiden, and they are already waist deep in the snow, as they say, and that adventure is definitely turning out fun. It's a great team. Please come check us out. Also at 6 o'clock on the very same Kronos World channel. And then, of course, that Saltmarsh show that I talked about is on Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. And you can catch Quinn here on Thursday nights playing a nice little seta. and a little satyr monk, and it's a lot of fun, and I get to play a little mouse man and be a pirate, and it's amazing. So please come check us out on that night as well. Other than that, please enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, wear the mask, do all those things to protect yourself and protect all those people around you. Please do that stuff. And other than that, take care of yourselves, and come see us again next time on Kronos World. Have a good night, guys.
Ah!